Hi guys, it's Sam here from Bargain Hunting Blonde, and today I am bringing you a Fendi Baguette comparison video. So I have tried lots of Fendi Baguettes, and I wanted to show you guys the sizing and just like what I would recommend for a Fendi Baguette if you're looking for one. So first off, let's start with the mini Fendi Baguette. As you guys will have known, I am returning this. I just wanted to make sure to make a video so you guys could see just the size difference, because again, I am just kind of shocked at how small it is. But regardless, cost. This bag, especially because it's shearling, is $2,560 retail. Lengthwise, it is 7.5 inches. Height-wise, it is 4.5 inches. And in depth, it is 1.6 inches. Closest bag that I would compare this to, just that a lot of people probably have, is the Gucci Marmont Super Mini. So again, mini Fendi Baguette shearling. Next, size-wise, I do not have the regular Fendi Baguette, but I do have this little vintage guy. So this is my vintage Fendi Baguette. It is in the zucchini print. I think that's how you pronounce it, or zucchini print. I'm sure I could be saying it wrong, which is the smaller FF print. I did buy this because it was a really great deal. It is not at all stuffed, so that's why it's kind of falling over. It again is a vintage piece. So it does have the silver buckle instead of the gold, and it does have the old style strap, which is this kind of buckle that reminds me a lot of a belt that you can adjust and you can take it off. So actually in here, I do have an adjustable strap that I put on it, and I'll take off that top part and just put the adjustable strap on it to make it longer. And I guess I also have a ticket when I was in Naples. So, you know, this is when I was last using it. This was when I was on my honeymoon. Sadly, a lot of bags did not get used in 2020 because that was the year of never leaving the house, and now we are on 2021, which is the continuation of the year of never leaving the house. So I think I paid for this bag around $100, $150. You can still find them for a good deal if you are not looking for the actual like Zucca print. The Zucca print is very expensive, and I find that the Zucca print is going to go for in like the $800 to $1,000 range, while if you're looking at different prints or different nylons, they will go for a lot cheaper. I would say if you're looking for the best bang for your buck, go to eBay. You'll find some great deals. Lengthwise, measurement-wise, this one length is 10 inches, so it is bigger than the mini by about 2.5 inches. The height is 5.5 inches, so again, another inch on the mini. And then the depth is 1.5. So the depth of the mini is actually technically a little bigger, but for some reason I fit a lot more in this guy. I would assume that is because this guy is a lot more stretchable because it is just a fabric material. So if we hold these up to each other, you will see they look very similar in size, but they are not the same. There's definitely a difference. This one does actually for once look smaller. I would say if you're trying to say what does this compare to, like what does it hold comparison wise, I would say it's very, very similar to a Chanel medium large flap. So that would be the double classic flap, which does hold a little less than if you had a single flap. Like I said, you can find this for a really good deal. There's lots of different styles, so you're going to get a lot of variety here. But this is not the new style of the baguette, and they do make a regular style of the baguette. And then lastly, we have the big guy, and that is the large Fendi Baguette in the Napa leather. Excuse me, Napa leather. This retails for $3,590. It is definitely bigger measurement-wise than the other two. It's basically the other two combined. And so measurement-wise, it is 13 inches in length. Sorry, I keep looking down. I have all the measurements on my phone, and now my phone has decided to twist on me, so I cannot read them. Pause. Okay, there we go. Length is 13 inches. The height is 7.1 inches, and then the depth is 2.2 inches. As you guys will see with all of these bags, there is not a lot of depth to them. They are definitely meant to be thinner. That is kind of the baguette look. So they do get longer and they'll get taller, but they do not get wider. So if you are someone who likes to carry something that is really wide, such as the Toiletry 19, this is going to be a struggle to fit into it. As you guys can see, they are very similar in depth. So while this does fit in here, it does start to distort the bag, and that is kind of not the best vibe if you're trying to keep that baguette look. I would say if I was going materials wise between all of these, I would choose the Napa leather. I think the Napa leather is just beautiful. It is just such a nice lambskin, but I find it's a pretty durable lambskin, and I think it does help that it does have these kind of embossed FFs, which give it a little bit of like a puffy feeling and kind of mask any sort of mark you would get on the bag, because it is not just like a plain lambskin leather. I would say that finding vintage pieces in the leather I have not really seen. I would say this is definitely a newer trend, and most of the vintage pieces are in a canvas or a nylon. So if you're really looking for a deal, you're probably not going to find leather. There are a couple pieces out there, they just tend to be more pricey. So my favorite material of all three of them would be the leather. If I was going to say, if you're trying to get like the most classic Fendi, but like still more with this newer trend, I would go with the regular size in the Napa leather, in this colorway with the embossed FFs with the gold hardware, but in the size that is slightly smaller than this one, that is more akin to the size of the vintage Fendi Baguette. So again, if you're a deal hunter and you want this look, but you don't want to spend a lot of money, the vintage Fendi Baguette is totally the way to go, especially if you're willing to get something that is not the classic tobacco Zucca print. Like I said, this is the Fendi Zucchini, I think is how you say it. Zucchini. I'm sure I'm saying it wrong. I do not speak Italian, but it is basically like the little Zucca print is what that means. And I find that this print is still really cool. Not as many people have it. If that's something that's important to you, you can find a really, really good deal on it. In general, I would say sheepskin is for a collector who has a lot of other pieces in their collection and they're looking for something that's more unique. This is very, very hard to wear in the spring, summer because again, it is a sheepskin. It's very reminiscent of like an UGG or something that you'd wear to keep warm in the fall or the winter. I think if you have a big collection and you're just looking for a bag that, you know, is something more unique, this is great. It's definitely going to fit into the fall winter category. It is very cute. I really like it, but I would stay away from the mini size unless you like are a flat card holder lover, and I am not. And that is why this really does not work for me, is I do not love flat card holders, and I was expecting this bag to be a lot bigger. So, like I said, I think if you're going for something that is the mix with the new and the old, I would go with the new regular size in the black Napa leather, which I'll put a picture up of it, with the gold hardware. I think if you are a true value hunter, but you want the look, go vintage. I think this bag is great. I have loved this bag. I have used this bag a lot. It was used a lot previous to me. And honestly, like, yes, it doesn't have a lot of structure because that is just kind of what happens with the cloth baguette, but it is honestly in such good condition for how little I paid for it. Like I said, I think it was at most $150. So really great price for this bag. And then if you're someone like me who likes bigger bags, I really do love the large. I think it definitely has a cool look to it. You can definitely tell that it's Fendi, but it's probably not for everyone, and I totally understand that. I think, you know, a lot of people shy away from Fendi. They think it's maybe a little too streetwear, a little too street style, but I am not at all street style, and I like to wear my Fendi pieces, so I think you can definitely find pieces that'll work for you, work in your wardrobe. I think they have really great quality. I think their leathers are amazing. I know every time I've been into a Fendi boutique, they're really nice. I just, you know, again, Fendi is one of those ones that I think can be seen as an alternative to the Louis Vuitton and Chanel's out there that are just increasing prices, and the quality is just not there, which is really sad because I will fully admit that Louis Vuitton is one of my favorite fashion houses. They were the first luxury designer piece I ever wanted to buy. Even before I could buy pieces, I was looking at Louis Vuitton, and they just haven't really kept up. I also find that I think the rudest sales associate I've ever met are in Louis Vuitton boutiques, which is just unfortunate because, you know, you're spending a lot of money, and if it's your first bag to your 200th bag, like, they should be nice to everyone who's coming in their doors. Of course, if you're mean to an SA, that's a totally different story, but I'm just talking, you're just going in to shop. So I don't understand the judgment, and I have not felt that in a Fendi boutique. But you can also find Fendi, which I love, online on sale. So if you are looking for Fendi pieces, if you're looking for the newer styles, so like something like this mini baguette or the large baguette, I would say the websites you should be looking at are Joma Shop, which they have stock changing continually. I find that they have really great pieces. Their pieces are all brand new. I would also keep my eye on My Teresa. I find that they have had Fendi pieces on sale, and I've gotten Fendi pieces on sale from them before. Luisa Via Roma will have Fendi go on sale. Check them as well. And lastly, I would say Farfetch. Farfetch for me just really depends because the individual sellers on that platform do get to set their prices. So sometimes you'll find something that's a really good deal in one size but not in your size, Or sometimes you'll find it, oh, this is a really good price, and then it'll sell from that boutique and all of a sudden it, you know, like goes up a lot in price. That's just because that boutique had a good price. So Farfetch is definitely one to watch for Fendi as well. If you are looking for more of these traditional, like older vintage pieces, I would say definitely eBay, for sure eBay. That would be my like #1 place. If you are a little braver than me, you could go on Poshmark or Mercari. I used to shop on both those platforms a lot. It's just they have a lot of fakes on there now, or a lot of people who are posting pictures of one thing and sending another, and I just find that they don't always have the best protection for the buyer, while eBay and PayPal normally have pretty good buyer protection, especially if you are getting the good and then having it authenticated within 30 days and then realize it's fake. eBay is definitely willing to help you with that. They do not want fake goods on their platform. It's just really important that you try to observe their days and get things authenticated as quickly as possible. I think that another platform that you can find some very good prices, but it depends on where you live in the world, is Vestiare Collective. I'm sure I said that wrong. I know that if a bag is over $800, you end up paying duties and stuff like that, because a lot of their items that are posted are not from the US. You can filter to just US. If you live in the US, you can avoid those duties, but that's just something to keep in mind as well. I really do think that you could find these pieces for a really good price. If you want to just kind of discuss with me any of the sizes or any questions you might have about Fendi baguettes or any bags, please make sure to just DM me on Instagram. I also love to chat down in the comments, but sometimes it's easier if you have specific questions just to reach out to me. I try to be as responsive as possible. Sometimes the request filter will get a bunch of people's messages, which is super unfortunate, because then sometimes it takes me a couple days to like realize they're there. But I always try to get back to everyone. If I somehow miss your DM, like feel free to comment down below on a YouTube video or on one of my pictures on Instagram, like, hey, I DM'd you, haven't gotten back to me, because that request folder does eat things and I don't always notice it, and so therefore I don't always check it. But if you like these sort of comparison videos, if you like handbag reviews, handbag reveals, please make sure to hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video, which is twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays. If you want to see how I style my bags, please make sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and my blog, all of which are linked down below. Thank you so much for tuning in today, guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.